There's probably not, well, no, there's not enough room for a stand under this.
On the right, can you put your hands, arms, feet, and legs through their sliding shut.
Hello, people.
Ready to take the warden. As we say here, it's Harambe Twin Day. That means let's go. Welcome everyone. My name is Fred. I'll be your guide out here today on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. While we are together, I need everyone to remain seated and keep those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. I am actually driving this truck. We do go over lots of rough and bumpy roads. We want everyone to be safe.
We have to wait. There's a traffic jam. See, there's a truck in front of us.
If you take a look above your head, that's an animal spotting guide. That gives us a pretty good idea
See that paper?
what we can find out on the reserve. We won't be able to see everything based on sleep and migration patterns, but we usually have pretty good luck. Make sure you have your cameras out and ready. We're not able to stop for every single animal that we see, and they are certainly not always going to stop for us. We're also not able to stop for anything that falls out of the truck, but if you do lose something, let me know. I'll let the warden know. We'll do our best to get it back for you, though no guarantees you'll get it back in the same condition that you lost it in. Soon as we get clearance from the warden, we'll be starting our safari journey in the Little Ituri Forest, where the animals have some great camouflage. Helps to keep them protected from their predators.
Flamingos.
Also means it can be a little bit tricky for us to find them, so we just need to keep a sharp eye out.
Ooh, look at that truck.
Stay in the truck.
On your right-hand side, there's an okapi. Many people believe that okapi are related to zebras because they have those stripes on their legs, but they are not. They're actually the only living relative of the giraffe, which we can tell by looking at the shape of their skull. So their freedom-style sound that they use to grab stuff. Freedom-style means they can grab and
Another one weighing down over here.
with their fingers. The smaller antelope hanging out next to the okapi is a yellow-backed diker. Their name comes from that patch of yellow fur on their backs. Diker means diver in Afrikaans. So if they get scared, excited, or nervous, they dive
Look at
into
the two laying
brush
down up here.
to get away from whatever made them scared, excited, or nervous. We're also passing by.
Oh yeah, that's a hard
other
one. The
antelopes.
tree got in the
Copper-colored
way.
antelopes that were on the left are bongos, also known as the ghosts of the forest. They are super shy, so we're lucky to see them today. Both male and female bongos have those backward-leaning horns that help them to get through the thick brush of the forest. The lighter tan-colored antelopes we passed are greater kudu. They can stand about 55 inches tall at the shoulder, making them one of the taller antelope species.
Rhino.
They don't have any horns, only.
Whoa! You see that?
On our left-hand side, there's a black rhinoceros. They weigh around 3,000 pounds. They are solitary animals, but they're very territorial. Black rhinos are endangered because they're hunted for their horns, which are made out of keratin. Same thing that you would find in your hair and your nails. So not really of any use to anyone except for the rhino.
In the garden.
But many tribes in Africa
gardener.
believe that rhino horns contain medicinal properties, which is not the case.
Get me all
We're doing
excited.
our best to educate as many people as
Infrequently
possible.
sighted garden.
Uh-huh.
Also here on the left are a couple tall black and white birds called saddle-billed storks.
Well, I see
Their
him.
name comes from the gray-yellow saddle shape on their bills. They can stand about 5 feet tall. They use their long legs to wade through the water to get fish, lizards, other creepy crawlies that they enjoy. We are heading out of the forest and toward the Safi River. Here we definitely want to keep our eyes on
Up forward.
animals we might find here spend most of their day in understand and water.
Yes.
On the right-hand side,
We
there are
always
large
get the
white
good
birds called
shots,
pink-eyed
Kevin.
pelicans. Their name comes from the pink
Here,
color
you
that their backs turn during
wanna do
mating
these?
season.
No, because we're going to be by
They
the
skin
rhinos
on
on
their
the
backs
side,
that turn
so
pink and not their feathers.
there'll be some over there. So.
They are some of the smaller pelican species,
that's
but
a
their
nice shot
wingspans
with
are
it
about 7 to
swimming.
9 feet high. Canopy above
Oh,
our
there's the
heads,
hippos.
9 feet wide, to give you an idea of what
Those
that
humps in the water are hippos.
is. Behind the island are hippopotamus.
There's three,
Everybody
four,
needs to
three
sit
of
down.
them.
Please
At least
sit
three,
down.
four, I think.
Everybody has to be seated. Thank you.
There's like 4 of them in there.
Hippos came over.
They can hold over for about 8 minutes at a time. Even if they want to sleep in their bodies, they'll rise to the surface so that they can get Hippos can swim, but usually they don't. They will walk or glide along the bottom of whatever body of water they are in. They spend most of their day in the water, helps regulate their body temperature, usually leaving at sunset, grazing along the banks all night, then returning in the morning for the rest of their day. Also on the left side of the crocodile. Big vertebrae, y'all, everybody has to be seated. Do not lift your children up in the air, please. Everybody has to be seated. That means 2 cheeks on a seat. Everybody has to be seated. Thank you. So Nile crocodiles can grow to be 16 to 20 feet long, weighing in at about 500 pounds. They will eat about half their body weight. They're also able to go months at a time without eating anything at all. Nile crocodiles are ectothermic, meaning that they regulate their body temperature by using the environment around them. So if you ever see crocs with their mouths open, they're not smiling at you, they are just releasing extra body heat.
Planning their dinner.
On the right is a baobab tree, also called an upside-down tree. It does look like it's rooted in the air.
It's upside down.
They go leafless for about 9 months out of the year. Helps them to conserve water during the drier months out on the savanna. The baobab tree is also called the tree of life. It can hold a significant amount of water in their trunk. And if animals are desperate for water, they know they can pull close to those trunks to get access to it. We are making our way down into the savanna, where we should be able to find quite a few recognizable animals from our spotting guide. Tiny antelopes on the right are springbok. Their name comes from their ability to spring straight up in the air about 6 feet, spring forward about 13 feet. They're also some of the faster land animals, reaching top speeds of about 60 miles per hour. A lot of sports teams in Africa use the springbok as their mascot because they admire speed and agility.
That's mommy's favorite.
Also on the right are some large tan-colored antelopes called eland. They can stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, weigh around 2,000 pounds. They're so strong they can leap straight up in the air about 6 to 8 feet from a standing position. Further ahead on the right are Maasai giraffes. Named after the Maasai tribe in Africa, these giraffes are known for their jagged, irregular spots. Sort of like a puzzle that doesn't quite fit together.
By the side of the room.
They are the tallest land animals, standing between 16 and 20 feet tall. But they have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as humans do, which is 7. They are just much larger than ours. Giraffes spend most of their day eating, only sleeping for about 30 minutes every day. But they won't do that all at once. They usually break it up into small power naps throughout their day.
Don't have a side. See the giraffe? Dylan, you see the giraffe?
They also have very large hearts about the size of a basketball. One of the highest blood pressures in the animal kingdom to help them pump their blood with their lungs to their brains. Group of giraffes is called a tower.
Oh, this one's on the right side.
In the den on the left-hand side are African painted dogs. Their name comes from the unique patterns on their coats. No two are the same, sort of like a person's fingerprint.
You can't see this giraffe.
They are some of the most successful hunters on the savannah. They work together as a pack
Oh yeah, the camera's not gonna wake them
and
up.
even big cats like lions do. Laying down on the left further back are sable antelopes. Their name comes from the dark color of their coats. As they get older, they get darker. They have backward-facing horns that help them to fend off any predators when they try to
Boy,
jump
we're
on
a
their
lot
back.
more than I thought we'd see on a hot day like this.
Sable antelopes are very resilient animals. When their fight or flight instinct kicks in, typically they choose to stick around and fight rather than run away. That resilience is why they are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The animals with the large horns that were laying down on the left are Ankole cattle. They're also called Watusi cattle, for the Watusi tribe that first domesticated them.
Do you eat?
They're
You want
not
this?
kept for their meat, though. The more cattle you have, the wealthier you are. Their horns can grow to be about 6 feet long from tip to tip, but they only weigh around 20 pounds. That's because they have a honeycomb-like structure on the inside. It's like their own personal air conditioning unit. So their blood travels up and through the honeycomb, cools off, then returns to their body to help cool the rest of them off. On the right are Hartman's mountain zebras. They have smaller hooves that help them to climb and travel throughout the mountains. They are the only species of zebra that has a dewlap, which is an extra flap of skin on their necks that helps them to cool off. Within an hour of their birth, baby zebras will memorize their mother's stripe patterns so that they know who to go to when they need food. A group of zebras is called a dazzle.
A tassel?
Yeah. Look at that cool rock.
Termite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Is that a termite mountain? Huh? Is that a mountain?
Not the same
Yeah.
size.
Weird thing. Stuff looks like some holes in it.
Lots of fallen trees coming up. Good sign that elephants are in the area. They enjoy snacking on the leaves on the trees. When they can't reach those tippy top leaves, they'll just knock the tree over so that they can finish their snack. Looks like on our right-hand side, we can see an African elephant.
There he is, right there. We're gonna see an elephant. Look at that.
They have very large ears that almost look like they're shaped like the continent of Africa. They will flap their ears, helps to cool their body temperature down by about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. They have lots of blood vessels back behind their ears that help them with that. They also have very sensitive skin, so they will throw dirt and blood on their backs. Works like a natural
There's a
Oh yeah, there he is.
Elephants are losing their habitats to many things. And in losing those habitats, they're getting closer to farmlands and they are trampling through farmers' crops. So the farmers are hunting those elephants in order to protect their livelihoods. Through reserves like this one, we have been able to study elephant vocalizations. We have learned that elephants are afraid of bees. So the Elephants and Bees Project was born. Farmers were assisted in placing beehives around their crops. Since those hives have been placed, the elephants no longer trample through the crops. So the farmers and the elephants are able to coexist more peacefully. Farmers keep their crops. They also have an additional income from the honey that the bees provide. We are passing through red clay pits. Elephants eat red clay. Provides them with extra vitamins and minerals that they may not get in their everyday diets. Sort of like you and I can take a multivitamin.
I have it.
You want to keep it there for now?
No, leave it. You
Yeah.
can get a good shot.
Yeah.
Elephants live in a matriarchy, so all of the females will stick together for their entire lives. Males break off from the herd when they are about 12 or 13. They go off on their own, or they will form bachelor herds with other males. In the matriarchy, the oldest and wisest female is in charge. Usually that means that grandma's in charge because she has lots of knowledge and experience to share with the rest of her family. Baby elephants are born after 22 months of pregnancy, almost 2 full years. It does take a very long time for those babies to make their appearance, and it is very exciting once they do. During the day, baby elephants will mingle with and learn from their aunties and their cousins. But at night, Mama calls the baby back to her so that she knows that baby is nice and safe. Sort of like a curfew.
It's the first time I've ever seen one walking.
On the left are greater flamingos. They are the tallest and lightest color pink of the flamingo family. When they hatch, their feathers are gray, but as they grow older and brine shrimp continue to hairty, their feathers do get pinker.
Wow.
It'll take a few years for them to completely pick up, so if you see any that still have gray on them, it just means that they're under 2.
Lily, look at mama.
They are filter feeders. Turns their beaks back and
Yeah,
forth
the two of them hanging out together too.
Like to get
There's
together
another one.
all of the brine shrimp that they would like to eat.
Nice, yeah.
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyant.
Yeah, see it. That's the same one we saw before. He's just moving over here. Yeah.
Are entering white rhino country. Just like the elephants, the rhinos have sensitive skin. They will roll around in mud while monsters on their sunscreen and watermelon. Rhinos that we are looking for, though, are not white. That's because their name actually comes from the mistranslation of the word vite, V-I-T-E, in Afrikaans, which means wide, not white. They have nice wide upper lips that help them to graze and eat their food off the ground. They're also quite large, weighing between 4 and 5,000 pounds. We're gonna go that way. They are social animals. White rhinos is called a crash. Let's see if we can find any members of the crash as we continue around.
Oh, yeah.
On the left, we're looking for cheetahs. They are the fastest land animals, going from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. They don't can't speed for very long, though. It's pretty exhausting on their bodies.
Stay back by the fence.
Yeah.
They have nice long tails that help them to steer, sort of like
You just
a
see that
bowrider.
little patch of
Black
orange
teardrop
on it.
marks on their faces that help to
Yeah.
tell that the sunlight, sort of like our sunglasses. Cheetah's claws do not retract to give them a better grip.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it on here, but
They are legal.
yeah, you see him laying down over back there?
They're
Yeah.
chirping instead. See them in the bottom corner and then chicken in front of us.
There's one laying down much closer.
Yeah.
Right under the tree there, Honey Branch. See, it's,
I'll catch it on the stream.
yeah, well, I hope I got it on there. It's kind of hard. He's in the shade and pretty dark.
Is a copy, which is a rock formation. A lot of animals like to use the copy, provides them with a pretty good vantage point. For predators, they look for prey, frequently on predators. You can see.
Oh, look, he's right here, right here.
Standing up.
Yeah.
Female lions also between the trees there. She does not have that mane. Lions are resting for about 18 to 20 hours every day. Females go out to the hunting at night. And the males stay back with the rest of the group called the bride.
Yeah. Trying, contorting my body here.
During the day, lion vision is about the same as a
Let's see
human.
if we see the
Well, at night, their vision is about 6 times better than ours.
lion sleeping. I don't know. I see him moving. Do you want to tell them more? More at him.
The lion's roar can be heard from about 5 miles away.
I heard him roar
The
once.
Swahili word for lion is singa.
Yeah, were you? Oh, he just did. Here he goes. Here he goes. Yeah.
See the female there and the male up here.
You got him?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to see here, though.
Boy.
Burrows on our
Wonder what
left belong
made
to warthog.
Yeah, pretty
They are
nice.
the largest burrowing mammals. They'll dig their burrows or take them from other animals,
Hey,
and
little
they'll
war
get to them
horse.
so that their sharp tusks are available for protection. They're all the way in the back there.
What, baby?
They have 2 sets of tusks, a top set that curve upwards. Those are good for digging, and a bottom set that point out side to side. Those are the sharp ones that are good for protection. Warthogs are very intelligent animals. They actually don't like to be called Pumbaa
Take,
because Pumbaa does
take,
not mean
take,
warthog.
take.
It's a foolish one in Swahili.
What is that one? Rhino?
We did find at least one white rhino over here on the right.
It's a rhinoceros.
Rhinos don't have the best eyesight, so to make up for that, their hearing is very strong. If you watch their ears, they can move independently from one another and almost completely around in a circle. They can hear what's going on from all directions.
Here goes your reindeer. Here goes your reindeer.
We have made our way to Magadi Glen, where the wardens have set up their posts. They'll keep the animals on the reserve protected and safe. They've also domesticated some Nigerian dwarf goats who are great partners. They eat a lot of the undergrowth, but the animals do not enjoy eating
Silly coat.
They also produce a sweet, nutritious milk that is delicious, can be made into cheese, and that milk and cheese can be sold.
Mommy, I think this is I'm still tired.
I know, because you did take a nap on it. A lot of things moving everywhere.
It does look like our time together is coming to an end. Enjoy seeing these animals on the reserve. We want to make sure that they are around for a long time to come. Doing our part to reduce, reuse, recycle is a great way to start. You can also pick your favorite animal, learn more about that animal, and share that information with anyone and everyone who will listen. The more we know about these animals, the more we can help them in their natural habitats. If there are any wilderness explorers on board, you're on the Simba one. Simba, like the Lion King, and the number one. Anyone interested in seeing any other animals today, the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail is open till 6 o'clock. You could see gorillas, naked bull-rounds, meerkats. There's a self-guided walking tour. If you need strollers, wheelchairs, or scooters, definitely grab those before you head in.
You wouldn't. Babe, I'm not bringing my phone on that.
Over in Asia, same idea, just with Asian animals. At the Maharaja Jungle Trek, where you could see Sumatran tigers, Komodo dragons, bats, and birds. Make sure that you are taking this time to gather all of your personal items. It's a long trip back to Africa. If you have
We're going to be filming Festival of the Lion King, the 12 o'clock show. So be sure you tune in.
We're in Harambe.
For
I'd
that.
like to say goodbye.
Thanks for watching and have a wild day.